No.
Ron did.
Ron, you did.
We're on
I
YouTube.
had a mask on, you can't prove anything.
No, I didn't. You
Can't prove it.
Oh.
Huh.
It's unmuted.
Oh.
Thanks for running over that.
Yeah, you know what, it was kind of neat. It was a little awkward at first. Neat old lady.
Ron did.
We're on YouTube.
I had a mask.
One of us.
It's unmuted. Thanks for running over that.
It just like make contact. And I only did play for it. I went to that knowledge. They're the workers, huh? Smoking back here.
What was that outcome from the?
She's still alive. Pretty seriously injured, Joe.
Yeah, well, she like me. Monday,
Sorry, we're
Monday,
all
because
toast and
I fell
exhausted
out on my
after the
stomach,
past
she
2 days.
makes me bend my knee back. But she was trying to get rid of scar tissue, so she pushed it.
I thought I was going to look and watch it.
Speaking of.
Are you?
Did you golf in yesterday?
Yep. It didn't even rain out there. I mean, it's
Really?
nothing major. I would have felt better.
Last month's reconciliation report, no numbers changed, except one thing was not marked clear for some reason. I think it's a QuickBooks thing. I would just, there's 2 days, I would just do it 6/10.
Okay.
You know, for the old ones out there. One addition to the agenda.
Okay.
If you're good under communications regarding a grant, the AFG grant, so the item 7.2. And then maybe a moment of silence for Ryan.
Sure.
Beginning of the meeting. financial disbursement. Yeah, let's do this. Let's just scratch her name out. You attest it. Sign it and then print your name inside. That'll be it. I'll check.
That one only had one signature spot.
Sign, was that the Ernie's boat? No, you're good, we're good.
No Jason tonight?
No, yeah, family. Thing we have to take care of. Not much on the agenda, so. Anything?
Okay, all right, and under communications, you said it was
7.2 AFG supplement grant.
all right, it's called meeting order at 7:05. There's an addition to the agenda about the grant. And if there's anything else that needs to be added or deleted, if not, can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Make that motion.
All in favor, aye. Approval of the minutes. Have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll second it.
All right. Approval of the minutes, aye. All right. Financial report as of June 30th, 2020.
Yes, sir. In the assets, in the checking accounts, in the general fund at Bank Star, 464,650.30. In the capital reserve at Bank Star, 557,218.01. In the health reimbursement, Bank Star, 9,957.65. With a total list of assets of $1,031,825.96. And the liabilities and equity, current liabilities, nothing. Total income expense per period, income 34,530.84, with the expenses of $70,086.30.
Make a motion to approve the financial report as read. And an ordinance number -20-11 to appropriate the funds out of the regular funds of the Hillsborough Fire Protection District to pay claims and demands hereon specifically set forth in the ordinance. Pay the bills and outline the check registry. All right. Motion passes. Let's see. Fire marshal's report.
For the month of June, there were no building permits issued, nor were there any fees charged or fees collected. Firework permits, there was one stand issued, which is the last one that was at BN21. Fees charged were $3,000, fees collected were $3,000 as well. Total for the fire marshal's office for June 2020 was $3,000.
Okay. Fire chief's report.
Yes, if you're all right, I'd like to take a moment of
Yes, if this is the time to do that.
Moment of silence.
Take a moment of silence for Ron. And thank you, gentlemen, to those who went and participated. I unfortunately was not well enough to go. Our motion.
Fire
Our
chiefs,
chiefs
we're on it.
report.
We're past that, all right. Again, thank you to everybody who attended and we were there both days with everybody for Ron's funeral. He served here at Hillsborough Fire from 99 to 2003. Been a tough couple days for everybody, so we're all kind of, yeah, we're done. But we're done with funerals. It's been a bad year for
It sure has.
the Hillsborough Fire District. So anyway, for the month of July, I'm sorry, for the month of June, we ran 83 alarms. No major incidents to report. We had 2 fatality accidents on a new 21 that we did assist Goldman Fire with. Plans are obviously in place for civil unrest in case anything would come. I think it's just unfortunately a matter of time before there's some sort of protest down in our area. If you've been watching, they've hit Fredericktown, Park Hills, I believe, was earlier this week as well too. There hasn't been any violence on those, but it's been rather tense. So plans are in place, and if anything transpires, we'll let you know with that. Planning for the fair has kind of begun. As far as I know, we're still a go. Kind of see what happens moving forward. We'll have a presence there as always. So administration division, COVID planning has slowed down and probably need to start ramping back up again, thinking about the direction we're moving, ensuring that our crews are wearing the proper PPE, which they are. With the rising cases, there was another 27 positive cases announced this afternoon. So it wasn't a matter of if it was going to go up, it was when. So we just got to keep an eye on everything. I don't foresee more shutdowns coming. Could be wrong, but I don't think that.
That's kind of what the fair board has decided. If the governor would shut everything or tell us to shut down, then that would be the case. But
I highly doubt that.
right. Was already answer to that.
I don't know the right answer to that. I don't think you'll see any shutdown in the economy again on the state or federal level. So we have finally received the John boat. They went and picked it up last week. Training is going to begin on it this week. I think me and Bart are going to head out on it maybe Friday. Start developing the program for it. I still hope to have both boats in service by the end of July. So we'll go cruise out there and get everybody trained, and then get the paid staff trained, and then from there, the volunteers that want to get trained on it will develop some more courses for them. So the turnout gear has been delivered. Sure you signed a $12,000 check. So it is here. There's a sample set right behind you. We kind of change up the colors. They're top of the line gear, very nice. So our guys ought to be very well protected. Previous to with the fire chief's report, I was having a separate page with the notes. Are you good with the votable agenda showing the agenda items and everything discussed on that, as opposed to me adding it in multiple places? Are you guys okay with that?
I like it.
Okay, that's where I like it too. So, it looks like I skipped one. The UTV was ordered as well too, as approved at the last board meeting. I don't know when it's going to be here. They pretty much indicated that they were cleaned out during COVID for some reason. Everybody bought forward or UTV, so it's kind of in a holding pattern with that. So, no major problems with the fleet at this time. That I know of. Nothing crazy. So we are still on track for a late November delivery of the new pumper, as Deputy Chief Daring reported last month. I did sign a change order, all the changes that the apparatus committee had recommended. We're sitting at a price right now of $515,606.72. We have already paid $522,295, so there's a credit there for when we go to closing on this truck. If we need to add something, if we need to transfer that money to get some more equipment mounted. So it'll be used. We're not gonna get it back, but it'll be used at some point in time. So the training division completed 274 hours of training for the month of June. Thank you, Kyle. He's doing a good job. Trainings continue with the inflatable boat as well too. We have for now resumed CPR training and other PR events. We'll continue to monitor COVID, and if the situation warrants, we'll scale back. Let's hope not.
Any discussion about that? No? Communications about the grant.
You want to do the first?
Well, whatever you like.
Okay.
You can do the assessment evaluation.
Okay, the first certification of assessed valuation has been included in your board package. Excuse me. It is up. We're looking at approximately about a $15,000 budget increase next year, which for us, that's not a lot, but it's something. It's better than nothing. So, but it is in there for your viewing, and we'll continue the budget process as we move forward. I was notified by Deputy Chief Darian that we were approved for the AFG COVID grant. It's a grant we thought we would never ever get, but somehow Senator Blunt's office called and we were awarded $23,656. This is going to go towards our SCBA masks and getting filters on the end of those masks that are N100s. So they're even better than the N95. So as this thing continues, the virus continues, we'll have good protection with all of that as well too. So again, good job, Jason, for getting that done and taking care of it for sure. So yeah, free money. Oh, it will cost. I said free money now. Here comes cost. We are going to be responsible for about $1,100 or $1,200 of that cost. So whatever that.
We're good. Yeah.
Our local portion. So
Old business pre-design project.
I was hoping to have that done by this board meeting, but it just didn't happen. I need to reach out to Michael Liss, and I'm going to hope he comes to the next board meeting, gives a presentation, and we can put that to bed. Get it off the plate.
Right. Apparatus changes under new business.
So obviously we did not get the tax increase. We are flat out of room anywhere and everywhere that we could be. So talking with some of the staff around here, currently kind of the way it works, 6510 out there, goes on medical calls, first alarms, that's about it. 6514 handles every other type of call that there is. So they've expressed interest over the years, all the crews of only having to respond with one truck on all the calls. I think now could potentially be the opportunity for that by taking 6510, moving it out to 2 house, turning it into 6523 or 6520, whatever we want to do with that. 2 trucks out of that house, 2 trucks out of this engine house. That will allow the boats to be stored inside here at 1 house where the paid crew is, so they can get that out the door rolling just as quickly as possible. Our plan for the UTV when it gets here as well too is the UTV itself is going to be parked next to 6513. We've worked on some policies and procedures for that. Here in town, we'll allow the UTV to respond by itself without being trailered. So if they need to go down, we can take people out in the park a lot, or down to Victoria Glades, they can just drive the UTV down there. However, when it needs to be trailered, we're going to have the trailer up here in the parking lot. That's kind of what we talked about with removing the fuel tanks and just going to Express Mart for fuel. Surprise. Moving forward. So we're still working on that process to get the fuel tanks out of here and the fleet cars to start filling up at Express Mart. But as Just wanted to make sure you all were okay with that. Do you all have anything to add to that? Did I miss? Obviously, mileage on the new pumper will be a concern because we're gonna put a lot of miles quick on that truck. But I think the goal will be, when 6524 gets replaced, we can somehow rotate trucks and get all that figured out some way, shape, or form. So
What apparatus you gonna run on the MS calls?
it's gonna be 6514, and then if there's a driver back here at the firehouse, they'll jump in 18. So just like we currently do. So
Let's see.
you gotta go with that? or-
I'm good. We're good.
Junior program,
Yeah, we all know that there was an injury from one of our junior firefighters about a month ago. Luckily, that individual was fine. Be cleared to come back very, very soon. They didn't find anything wrong. But with that being said, we had a management meeting late in June and kind of discussed some of the changes. Me and Chris Watson worked on the changes. He submitted some suggestions, and I made it even a little more stringent than that. And I think we came to a pretty good conclusion with what we need to do to ensure our juniors are safe. Basically, our 14 and 15-year-olds, we're not gonna be able to do a whole lot. We shouldn't have been letting them do a whole lot in the first place, obviously, because people are being hurt. So we cannot have that. We cannot have a workers' comp claim on our record that's gonna end up costing us thousands and thousands of dollars in increased insurance premiums. So you can kind of see some of the changes in some of the rules that are there. Really, if you look at the last page, second to last page, you can see level 1 junior, level 2 junior, what they can and cannot do. 14 and 15-year-olds aren't gonna be allowed on any calls. They're not gonna be allowed to work off the top of apparatus, no more ladders, no saws, no ropes. They're not gonna be doing any live burns. They're not gonna be doing anything until they get a little bit older and get a little more used to their bodies, being able to do this stuff physically. Now, with that being said, Chris is working on a program where the junior's gonna come in on a specific night, I don't know, whatever he decides, Thursday night, very specific junior training to where they may do a little more hazardous work on air packs and stuff like that, but where the 1-to-1 student to instructor ratio is there to ensure we're keeping an eye on those kids. Whereas over across the street or any other training we have, they're just kind of thrown in the mix and we forget that they're just kids. So we learned a lot of lessons from all of this, I think. Chris, did I miss anything?
No, you got it. It'll be just, rolling hose and washing trucks and helping out, filling air bottles when we get back or over. They're still allowed to come on Monday nights.
Yeah.
I'm still encourage them to come on Monday nights or on training nights, but they're not participating like they were in the past. They're still able to help roll up hose when we're done training, get hoses out, stuff like that, but so as you can tell.
It's
by
still a
that-
great experience. For
Yeah,
them.
and that's really how we wanted to keep it. I think good experience.
And we were immediately, when a 14-year-old came on here, putting them through the recruit training class. We're not even gonna do that. We're gonna wait till they're 17. So they're gonna go through the basic firefighter class, or they can then sign up for a, firefighter 1 and 2 and get that done. There's a ton of growth that goes on with the kids between the ages of 14 and 17 from a maturity level of their bodies and all that. And I just, shame on us for forgetting there were kids and ever getting somebody into that situation. So luckily it wasn't more serious, but problem addressed and hopefully fixed moving forward so it doesn't happen again.
Sure. And the remote deck gun purchase?
Yeah, so if you remember, we got the MEM grant, which is a 50/50 matching grant for the remote deck gun. Cost to the Hillsborough Fire District for that's $8,788. Suffolk has ordered it and you payment on it. And this will, once we pay our half, MEM will submit to them, they'll pay, the other half of that moving forward. So we will take that out of new equipment for now. See how that goes. There's some other areas of the budget that, for example, election expenses, I budgeted 7,000 for that, only cost us 4,000. So there'll be some wiggle room within the budget if we need anything major moving forward. But I don't foresee any major purchases the rest of this year, aside for some fiddly stuff here and there, maybe computer, something smaller, tiny.
So you need a motion to do.
Spend $80 to $700.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so I make a motion to approve that we purchase the monitor.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor? All right, anything else?
That's all I got today.
Man, anything?
No.
All right. Well, then I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Again, sorry, we're all we're in la la land today. So
I can feel that.